Excuse me, my good sir, excuse me. Perhaps I could bribe you to look the other way while I help myself to Nalkera's diamonds. What, a bounty? For bribing a god? You mean it's a crime to bribe a god? What a preposterous notion. Who would have thought? Well, that mechanic is just one of the many features in today's mod today. For today, we're showcasing Silver Tongue by VitruvianGuar, a mod that completely revamps the Speechcraft skill, the mechanics of persuasion, and also the consequences of persuading an NPC in vanilla Morrowind. Similar to VitruvianGuar's other mod, the Buying game, which revamps the mercantile skill, Silver Tongue introduces new tiers of perks for Speechcraft. The higher your skill, not only will you be more effective at persuading NPCs, but you'll unlock new abilities, able to persuade NPCs to do things that, well, they couldn't in the vanilla game. But, with that said, if you have a particularly low Speechcraft skill, as many new players will, just given that a number of the preset classes don't really boost that particular skill all that much, and not only will you be less effective at persuasion, but you won't even be able to see the disposition that an NPC has towards you. The only thing that you'll see under the persuasion menu is the bribe options. And, if you have poor social skills, like I do, you're not exactly going to be able to tell how someone feels about you just by looking at them. Let alone have the confidence to admire, taunt, or intimidate them.
I'm waiting.
Making friends with a low Speechcraft is, more or less, just a guessing game. Once you become an apprentice of Speechcraft, with a skill of at least 25, you'll finally get a visible disposition bar just in the dialogue window. So you can see what people actually, think about you. Not only that, you'll also unlock the admirability. So, while you're still too socially incompetent to taunt or intimidate people, you can still fawn over them. Become an admiring fan. By Azura, it's the Grand Fargoth. Things get really interesting though at the Journeyman stage, for it's here when you unlock not just the ability to taunt and intimidate others, but you'll also be able to see an NPC's inclination towards a fight. If you've ever tried to taunt an NPC in the vanilla game, it can often be just a little mysterious and random as to when, precisely, an NPC is about to give in and fight you. But now, you can actually see, in real time with this bar in the dialogue window, exactly how much each of your actions increase or decrease the willingness to take off the gloves and throw down. And finally, at the master stage, with a Speechcraft over 75, you'll unlock just one more visual element in the UI, with a new alarm bar, showing the NPC's awareness. The higher that alarm, the more aware an NPC is of their surroundings, and particularly your actions, which means they're more likely to report crimes that you commit. Bribing an NPC will decrease their alarm state, and you can see, visually, just how much impact your bribes have on their complicity to look the other way. But not all NPCs will behave the same way to bribes. For guards, you see, are enforcers of the law, and attempting to bribe a guard, particularly with a small amount of gold, will get you reported and arrested for a crime. Though, having said that, a high enough bribe, mayhaps to a guard that already kinda likes you, well then, it might just be possible to get that guard on your payroll and have them look the other way while you rob Nalkera blind. Yes, I'll be taking those diamonds now, thank you very much. Finally, at the highest Speechcraft level, you can even talk down your enemies, starting conversations with hostile NPCs. As long as they're not actively attacking you, you can talk to any hostile NPC and potentially make a new friend. Like the smugglers outside Cedonine. Hello, new friends! Or this fleeing Dark Brotherhood assassin. Oh, what? You wanted to assassinate me? But we could be friends instead. This gives you a way to actually, kind of roleplay as a pacifist. Simply talk to them and reduce their fight stats through persuasion, and you'll pacify them, earning friends instead of hostile foes. And you can even talk to fleeing NPCs, which is particularly handy if you have a mod like PvP combat, which increases the likelihood of an NPC fleeing when they're low on health. That way you can ethically pacify them without having to kill them. Now to go over all these mechanics. Bribes and the admire option in the persuasion menu just all increase an NPC's disposition. Taunting an NPC increases their willingness to fight, and intimidating an NPC reduces their willingness to fight. Bribing an NPC also reduces their alarm at your presence. So to make friends with a hostile NPC, talk to them, intimidate them, and then admire or bribe them just, a bit to increase their disposition. Now, there's also a mod config here, which you can use to just adjust any of these settings to whatever you so desire. Though by default, this does mimic the perks of Oblivion. Silver Tongue is a really neat mod, and one that gives you a lot more reasons to actually invest in leveling up your character's Speechcraft. And also gives you some new role-playing and immersive possibilities. And honestly, it blends in pretty nicely with the vanilla game, just giving you some new ways to interact with NPCs. And also just balancing the game just a wee bit. Since in the vanilla game, you could just, kind of abuse the taunt option a lot to legally kill any NPC in the game. And now you actually have to work a bit in order to unlock that taunt option. But anyway, there's a lot to like here. And as a quick final note, I should mention those persuasion percentages that you've been seeing in the video here are actually from another mod. Visible Persuasion Chances by SKMR Sharma. So, that's not actually a part of Silver Tongue. Though it is an incredibly handy mod to use alongside Silver Tongue. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to see here. So, as always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.